After many years of working in the vineyard of the Lord, Divine Word missionaries come back to Technic, where they first began their vocational journeys. Though retired, they never stop studying. Some are actively engaging in book discussions, biblical studies, and courses. Neither they forget their spiritual nourishment, the Eucharist, where they come to be one with the Lord and to break the bread together with their brothers. Christ remains forever as their teacher and Savior. Isaiah 52 verse 7 says, "How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of the one bringing good news, announcing peace, bearing good news, announcing salvation." Divine Word missionaries are carrying that mission into their retirement. There is a saying, "The trouble with retirement is that you never get a day off." Indeed, Technic residents find different ways to keep themselves busy, like reading newspapers or magazines, playing Sudoku or puzzles. But the most favorite one is telling stories. And today we'll meet an SVD who always looks much younger than his age because of his smiles. Missionary who spent most of his life ministering God's peoples in the far-away country.
Hello everyone, I'm Bill Seifert. I'm a Divine Word missionary priest. I was ordained in 1967 and I'm originally from Pittsburgh. After ordination I studied cultural anthropology and then did research in Papua New Guinea. And after the research, I received a doctorate in cultural anthropology. And this was all kind of in preparation, not only for Papua New Guinea, but to work at a pastoral institute that was newly established there in Papua New Guinea. So I knew ahead of time, you might say, before ordination, I knew that they wanted me there. And it was kind of something to aim for. And I think it's important if people in formation have a vision of what they want to do or what they're expected to do, in my case, but what you want to do. And then as you go through your formation, you watch for opportunities to build on that, or to reach that vision, to reach your dream. I remember especially working with the people to create Christian communities. That was my pastoral approach. And that meant that it was necessary to identify people who would take up different ministries within the community. You know, we say that Jesus was a priest, a prophet, and a king. That means that he led people in worship. It means that he taught people, and it meant that he led people in doing good works. And so I was always very happy to identify people who could fill those different ministries and then also provide training for them or provide them whatever they need. And so I think a very special time was always the Easter Vigil ceremony, Holy Saturday evening, when so many people were involved with the liturgy, we had a liturgy group, a singing group. They were very talented. That was like a high point for me. Another special event I remember is when Bishop Raymond Caesar, my bishop, had a heart attack. I was with him. He was an African-American SVD, and we were at a small chapel that the people wanted to build, and they finally finished it. It wasn't anything elaborate, and we went there to celebrate Mass and to bless the chapel. And during the Mass, Bishop Caesar began to lose his ability to focus on the missal for leading the prayers, and I had to kind of take over. And then after that, I took him to his home, and the next day to the hospital. We found out that he had had a major heart attack, and then I had to arrange to get him to Australia. After that, I was the one who had to look after the diocese for some years. So I have a bit of final advice based on my training and my experience in Papua New Guinea. I also should mention that I set up the overseas training program for Papua New Guinea. So for all those who are interested in joining the SVD, or for those who are already in formation, what I would like to say is that you keep an open mind and always want to learn new things. Put it that way. Don't think that you have learned everything that there is to learn about something, or that you don't think that you know it all. But always be willing to learn new things. And if you do that, you'll make wonderful progress, and you'll make a wonderful you'll have a wonderful rapport with the people, a wonderful relationship with the people that you're working with. So thank you for listening to me.